Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Keep It Kula Podcast. My name is Jacqueline, and we have a lot of topics to talk about today. To start this episode, I want to get into the NBA. Last night was the Bucks-Pacers game, and it ended in heartbreak. This game became a movie in the fourth quarter. Gary Trent Jr., who's a former Raptor, by the way, had probably the game of his career, and he finished with 33 points, I believe scoring 8 3-pointers as well. This Bucks-Pacers game went into overtime. Bucks had a chance of winning it with Giannis having the ball late in the fourth. At the buzzer, he took a shot, did not go in, so it went into overtime. And the Bucks looked good, to say the least. Tyreese could not hit a damn 3-pointer, and the Bucks looked so good. Gary Trent Jr. was still balling. Giannis was balling. The defense was all there. And the Bucks were up by, I believe, 7 points with maybe 30 seconds to go. And I'm saying that this game is over. And this game for the Bucks was do or die, right? They're down in the series, and if the Pacers win this game, they move on to round 2, and we're done, and we're going home. So the Bucks are up by 7 points or so with 30 seconds left. The game, it looks done. But nope. Indiana finds a way to get it done. The Bucks made some awful mistakes. And probably the worst play or the worst moment of this game was made by Gary Trent Jr. Though he was the star for the Bucks, he was also the person who cost them this game. The Bucks were pretty much trying to hold on to the ball because the Pacers were scoring a little bit and catching up. But all the Bucks needed to do was hold on to the ball and to run up the clock, because the Pacers were either going to let them run the clock out, which they weren't going to do, or they were going to foul. And usually when you foul, you hope to make the free throws, right? That's why they foul, because they hope you miss. But the Bucks were playing really well. Gary Trent Jr. is a great free throw shooter as well. And the ball goes to Gary Trent Jr. with just a couple seconds left on the clock. And he lets the ball go out of bounds. He missed the ball entirely. It was just an easy little pass to him. And he let it go out of bounds. So though they were up, the Pacers got the ball with about 10 or 12 seconds to go. Tyreese Haliburton, Pacers star player, also someone who was voted as the most overrated player by GMs and players themselves not long ago, takes the ball, drives in, no one touches him in the lane, and scores an easy layup to win this game. Pacers took the lead with about a second left to go. The Bucks then get the ball. Obviously, there's no timeouts. They let it fly as for a Hail Mary, and it's not even close. The Pacers ended up winning this game when it seemed almost impossible. This game, however, a lot of people aren't talking about Tyreese having a powerful game-winning shot, game-winning layup, leading his team, showing the haters who he is and how he's a winner and how he's clutch. People are talking about what his father did following the game. So Tyrese's father, John, sits right by the net, front row, courtside by the net, and the entire time you see him waving a towel with Tyrese's face, right? He loves his son. He's cheering him on. You know, that's what you want to see, right? As a player, having your dad sit courtside there is a dream. But when this game ended, right? You know, the team stormed the court, shake their hands, whatever. Tyrese's father, John, gets on the court, gets past security with ease, goes up to Giannis, holds up the towel of Tyreese, and starts trash-talking Giannis to his face right after the heartbreaking loss. Security then got involved, had to separate the two. Giannis got in his face. Then there was a little bit of a brawl afterwards with some other players. Nothing serious, but the issue, though, is his father, Tyrese's father, took away what should be such an amazing moment for Tyreese, because Tyreese had to go to his press conference following the game and apologize for what his father did, and also say that it wasn't right, because it wasn't, right? If you watched what happened, it was disrespectful. He shouldn't have been allowed on the court in the first place. He's not a part of the team. He's a father of their star player, which is great, but he's not on the team. He's not allowed on the court. And to go up to Giannis, who was a respected, it doesn't matter who he is, but Giannis is one of the most respected players in sports. He is one of the most likable guys in sports. He has an amazing story. He's an NBA champion. He will be a future NBA Hall of Famer. To go up to this veteran and start trash talking him to his face after what is likely the most heartbreaking loss of his career, and also what could be his last game on the Bucks, and to make this moment about you, right? Let your son have his moments. Let his son be happy. He's not trash talking Giannis after beating him at home in Indiana, right? Let Giannis say his congrats to the other team, do his handshakes, but don't get up in his face and trash talking. That is just disrespectful, and as a father, disrespectful, right? This wasn't a kid who did it. This is a grown man who did this to another grown man. It was just a bad look. Good on Tyreese for sticking up for Giannis in the press, and it's a bad look on Tyreese, unfortunately. It takes away the moment that you had because you have to go apologize for your father. Tyreese is a great player, and he seems like a really good person too. He's really fun to watch, and he always seems really nice when it comes to the fans and the people who support him, people in his life. This was a bad look. Bad look. I know these guys get it, they're heated in the moment, but it was disrespectful, and I wonder if the NBA will not allow him to return to any games this playoffs. Speaking of this game, still want to stick around with this game. Was this Giannis's last game with the Bucks? Right? There's a lot of talks prior to the playoffs about Giannis leaving Milwaukee following this season. And after a really disappointing first round, I think he will be leaving. I think Giannis's time in Milwaukee is over. And I think every Bucks fan is happy for him and will not disrespect him for leaving them. Giannis was drafted there in 2011. He has been there for his entire career, and what he has accomplished for this team, they owe him everything, right? He won them the NBA championship in 2021, been to several All-Stars. He made the Bucks a respected team, and with the help of who, right? This 2021 run, I know there was Drew Holiday and there was Chris Middleton, but this was led by Giannis, right? He is their star player, and he has been for several years. So accomplishing all that for a team and then deciding maybe it's time to leave should be seen as nothing but respectful. He did what he needed to do, and let him find another home for himself. The future for the Bucks isn't pretty. They need a full rebuild. I believe so. I think they need a full rebuild, and Giannis knows that if there's a rebuild, there's no room for him. He knows for himself that he does not want to be there anymore. So if this is the case, right, this is just my own opinion. This is what some NBA insiders are saying. This is just the way that Giannis seems, what he's thinking. I think he's gone. Where is he going to go? That I do not know. What is the right fit for Giannis? Obviously, I'd love to say come to Toronto, but the Raptors are entering a rebuild stage as well. I would love to have Giannis come play here, but I don't think that's going to be the spot for him. Lots of talks about him going to Los Angeles. Would that work? LeBron, Luka, Giannis, right? They all play different positions, right? Right? Luka is a guard, right? You keep LeBron at the 3 or 4 and Giannis at the 3 or 4 as well, right? You can switch them up a bit, right? You can go get another ring there, right? Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's a pretty damn good squad right there. I'm not a fan of the super teams necessarily, but getting to see Giannis play for Los Angeles, play for this kind of market for what he did for Milwaukee would be really cool to see. But somewhere else I want to see him go that necessarily doesn't ruin the way that the NBA is seen if he joins a super team like that. I would also be interested in seeing him go to the Spurs, right? You get to play with Wemby, who was a rookie of the year last year. And you get to play with Castle, who was a rookie of the year this year. These are young guys who need leadership. CP3 is there, right? Chris Paul is there, but he's 40. CP3, Giannis, Wemby, Castle on the same team sounds pretty cool, and it would make sense, right? This team has a lot of weapons, but they need that one guy to get it done, and I think if Giannis is there, they can get it done. All right, now I want to move on to this series that I am loving, which is the Wolves-Lakers. I've said in several podcasts ago that the Wolves are my pick for the NBA championship. They will win the NBA championship. It was a hot take. It still is considered a bit of a hot take, but not as hot as it was a month ago. The Wolves are currently up 3-1 against the Lakers, Ant-Man is in his bag. This last game that they played in Minnesota, Ant-Man was hot and he was rough with LeBron, pushing LeBron, shoving LeBron, and LeBron, he was kind of looking at the ref like, you're allowing this? Come on. Like, LeBron was being a bit of a crybaby, I'm not gonna lie. I love LeBron, right? He's definitely, him and, like, I got him right here, right? LeBron is the GOAT. Him and Jordan are the GOAT. I know that's a whole debate. I'm not getting into the debate right now. It's another, I go 50-50 all the time with the debate anyways. But anyways, LeBron was allowing Ant to get up in his face like that, pushing him, shoving him. Who in the NBA does that to LeBron James, right? LeBron James has been the leader of the NBA since the early 2000s. I know he's 40, but he's still playing like he's 30. He's still playing like his prime when he was in Miami, right? He is still balling out here. But Ant does not care. He respects LeBron, but he does not care about King James. He just cares about getting the win, and he will get rough, he will get physical with anyone on that team to make sure he gets the win. He gets in their head. That's the thing about Ant. He has the trash talking, he has the poses, and he will get in your head. And Ant-Man is the future of the NBA. He is the future already. He is the star. LeBron is passing his torch. This series, I believe this series is what will make Ant-Man the true face of the NBA. I know he doesn't necessarily want to be the face, but this series will show that he is, because LeBron will be passing the torch to Ant to be the next face of the NBA, right? It was Jordan, then it's LeBron, and now it's Anthony Edwards. I think the Wolves are going to get it done tonight. It is game 5. The Wolves are up 3-1. I think they will get it done tonight. However, will this ruin LeBron's legacy? That's a big question going around. The Wolves beat the Lakers 4-1. With LeBron having a team, not a super team, but having Luka Doncic, who was possibly the best guard in the NBA. He's up there at least, right? He's up there in the MVP voting, I'm sure. He didn't necessarily have his best year this year, but Luka Doncic is one of the best players we've seen in several years. If LeBron can't get it done this year, or not the fact getting it done, but losing in the first round to, a 6 or 8 seed in Minnesota, what does it say about LeBron's legacy? I don't think it ruins it. I think the Lakers were going through a change this year with their starting roster, with their coach being JJ Redick, bringing Luka in late. I don't think it ruins LeBron's legacy. The haters will say it does, because LeBron losing the first round is not something we see often, and not something you want to see from the GOAT. But I don't think it ruins it at all. I think what happened this year and listen, the Lakers can end up coming back, right? I'm filming this before game 5, right? The Wolves haven't won this yet, but I think the Wolves are going to win this. But what this says about the Lakers is that they're just going through change, and LeBron can't get it done every year, right? Luka did not have his best year. Luka's been sick as well in this series, right? JJ is their new coach. LeBron's 40. Jordan was not playing like this at 40. That's the thing with LeBron's legacy. It's really hard to tarnish it when the guy should not even be playing basketball anymore, right? All the greats don't end up playing after 40 years old, yet he's still playing. He's still an all-star. He's still having one of the best seasons of his career. This has not ruined his legacy at all. All right, sticking with the NBA, I have a question here. What has happened to fans wearing t-shirts of the team in the playoffs, right? In the early 2010s, or just in the 2010s in general, that's when I started really watching basketball. Watching a Warriors game, I'm wearing a Warriors hat right now. I'm not a Warriors fan, but wearing a Warriors hat, supporting Steph Curry, who's the best point guard of all time. Anyways, while watching a Warriors game, everyone's in yellow. Every single person is wearing the t-shirt that the team puts on the chair right before the game. If you have a ticket to the game, you get a t-shirt for free. And they expect you, and we all expect you, to put the shirt on, right? The Thunder games and the Twins with KD and Westbrook and Harden, everyone was wearing the blue shirts. Miami games, the whiteouts. Now, they have to be forced to put on the shirts, right? We saw it. We saw the Pacers, everyone in yellow, good. And the Thunder games, everyone in blue. But what we don't see is that on the Jumbotron, they are telling fans to put the shirts on. Because if you're not wearing the shirt, They will zoom in on you for an uncomfortable amount of time until you put your shirt on. They are forcing fans because where is the community? What has happened to the game? When you watch the Wolves game, right? The Wolves have some of the best fans in the NBA. Not a question. Raptors are number one. So I don't want an argument on that. But the Wolves are some of the best fans in the NBA. And no one is wearing the shirts. I don't even know if they're doing the shirts anymore because in the past few years, since post-COVID, they stopped wearing shirts. Now they're giving out towels to some places. I want to see every single home game, those guys wearing the shirts, right? In Minnesota, I don't care. Wear all white, right? The Cavaliers, wear all white, wear yellow, wear brown. I don't care. I want to see everyone wearing those shirts because that is what makes NBA playoffs so much fun to watch visually, right? You're watching on TV. I want to see the storm of blue. Right? I want to see the storm of red, of yellow, of white. Let's bring those back, please, and thank you. All right, now moving on to some NFL talk. So the draft was this past weekend. I did a little bit of recapping with that. Not too much, but Shedeur Sanders was selected very late, much later than we thought. Talked a little bit about that in my last episode, but it was filmed prior to Sanders being selected. Sanders was then selected by the Cleveland Browns as the 144th pick in the draft. It was an amazing moment to see for him. You really felt for him for dropping, considering he was a likely first round pick a couple weeks ago. So the fact that he won 144th overall was pretty shocking, but you know what? I'm happy for him and I think he will get it done. I think he will become a starter and I think all the teams that passed on him will regret it. But the thing about this draft, obviously it put a damper considering he fell in the draft to the 144th pick. He also got prank called. It was caught on video, this prank call, and the guy pretty much said, hey, we're selecting you, well, welcome to the team. And then, Sanders saying, thank you. And he says, hey, you gotta wait a little longer, buddy. And pretty much showed that it was a prank and hung up on Sanders. It was pretty awful to see. Not something joyous that you wanted to see, considering such a joyous day for all these teams, players, families. A video was then released of the prank call. And it turns out that one of the guys doing it was the son of the Falcons defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich. Turns out his son is 21 years old, right? Not a 12-year-old kid, right? 21, 2 years younger than me. This kid, sorry, not this kid, this man apparently got the number off of his dad's iPad. So because Sanders got a specific phone just for NFL GMs to call, right? All the NFL teams pretty much had his number so that there wouldn't be prank calls, right? So that his friends wouldn't be calling him up. So Jax pretty much got into his dad's iPad and got the number. And then him and his buddy decided to make the phone call and prank him. It was pretty awful. I feel for the Falcons team and I feel for Jeff because, he wasn't giving this out to his son. And the hate that they have gotten is awful. And to Jax as well. There has been a lot of hate on this person. And what he did was wrong. No question about that, right? You put a damper in what should be this person's best moment of his life. And you put a damper. So I understand the hate because what he did was wrong, right? And he should not just get off the hook, whatever, he's 21, right? He's 21, he's an adult man, right? You can drive, you can legally drink alcohol in the United States, you can vote, you can do all that. He's an adult and he should have known better. However, it was a stupid prank. I hope he learned his lesson. No one got hurt in it. Right? No one got injured. It was a phone call. And it was a prank. It was stupid. The hate for this person needs to stop. It's too much hate that he's getting. All I see on social media is the hate of the hate of the hate. This should not ruin his life. It was a mistake. It was a prank call to one of the most, notable people in the world right now. Him and his buddy thought they were being funny, right? They want to go viral on TikTok or something. It wasn't smart, but don't let this ruin his life forever, okay? Let this person move on. He apologized to Shedeur Sanders. He knows what he did wrong. And announced today as well, the NFL will be fining the Falcons $250,000 and will be fining Jeff $100,000. So I think this narrative should stop now of, the discipline on Jax. I assume Jeff, his father, will discipline him. I think we got to move on now. What he did was wrong. I hope it does not happen because there was other prank calls as well. I don't know who made all the other prank calls, but so many guys got prank called. We're finding out new prank call every day. So whoever is doing this, why? Because you think it's funny? You think it's funny putting a damper on these guys' greatest days of their lives? It's not funny at all. No one laughed. It was just sad. Watching Sanders get that prank call, it was sad. It wasn't funny at all. So enough, I think, of this talk. The Falcons have been fined. I feel bad for the Falcons. I feel bad for Jeff, right? Listen, he should have probably done a better job at keeping the number safe, but he also probably didn't think his 21-year-old son would take the number and make a prank call. And he said he's sorry. He knows what he did was wrong. So now I want to move on to some hockey. The Toronto Maple Leafs had the chance of winning the series last night against the Ottawa Senators at home in Toronto. It was Game 5. They're up 3-1 in the series. They looked awful last night. They cannot get it done. And the problem, though, yes, the Leafs looked bad. Austin Matthews looked bad. The issue, though, that I have was the fact that the fans of the Maple Leafs left this game with about 3 minutes left to go. I know they were down 3-0 at the point. They ended up losing the game 4-0. I know they were down 3-0. But this is an NHL playoff game. It's not just regular season. This is a playoff game. You probably have to spend a lot of money to go to a game, right? Maple Leaf tickets are very expensive in the regular season. So imagine how expensive they are in the playoffs. So you spend that kind of money to go watch the game. And you decide to leave, abandon your team with 3 minutes left to go. It was silent. And I've watched games where teams can make a comeback in a minute. You give them 3 minutes. The game was not over yet. It was nowhere near over. 3 minutes is a lot of time, right? 3 good shots on net could tie up the game. So as a Toronto fan, as someone who lives in Toronto, and as a sports fan, I was disappointed to see that my community, the people of my city, would leave with 3 minutes left to go. It was silent in the arena, right? What does that say to your team, to the players? What does that show the Senators, right? It gives them more confidence because the team that they're playing, their city gave up on them with 3 minutes left to go. Not a good look. It's the playoffs. You stay until the buzzer goes off. Listen, a regular season game, I don't care what you do. This is the playoffs. Okay, this is round 1. The Maple Leafs have not won a Stanley Cup in a lot of those people's lifetimes. He said was when they won the Stanley Cup last time. When they won the last Stanley Cup. You stay until the buzzer goes off, or else you are not a real fan. All right, that is going to do it on today's episode. I'm super excited for the Wolves-Lakers game tonight. It starts at 10 o'clock, though, Eastern Standard Time. So for the people on the East Coast, we got to stay up late to watch this game. Super excited. I think the Wolves are going to get it done. I think the Wolves have a real shot at winning it all this year. Maple Leafs, I don't think they're out of this at all. They're still up in the series. I know the Maple Leafs are notorious for choking. I know. They are going to get it done because this team is a much better team than they have been in years. And lastly, the Sanders prank call was bad. It wasn't fun to see. But don't hate this person forever who did it. He made a dumb mistake. He apologized to Shedeur. Shedeur forgave him. Let's move on. All right. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.